Hello everyone. This is a short introduction to Module 8, which you'll see is all about stress management and resilience. So we did touch on this topic in Module 2, if you remember, and we talked about trying to get some positive routines in place. But we figure by week 8, maybe things have got a little bit stressful along the way, even if they weren't at first, and maybe it's time to remind you about some of the things that we talked about early on, and certainly to go into this topic in a bit more depth, because it is really important to look at how you can manage stress, how not to let it become a monster. It doesn't have to be. It can be something that is a positive in the way that we use it to motivate ourselves, to get our adrenaline going. But it's certainly important that we keep that balance right, that we don't let it overwhelm us. And of course, the other dimension to this is looking at our sense of resilience. So how do we go in times of stress? How are we able to keep going even when things get a bit tough? And as a student, there will be times when things are a bit tough and you will have to dig deep. So we hope that this module will really give you some new insights into this important topic and some really practical strategies as well. So as with all the other modules, we ask you to dive into the study guide, to go to Module 8 and to read, go through all of the readings and activities. You will, of course, have to go onto Moodle at some point, so let's just take a quick look now. The lecture this week will be presented by one of our CQ University counsellors, and Michelle always has terrific advice, so make sure you check that out. And then, of course, we have the additional activities that will help you as you go through the study guide. Some of them are optional, but we encourage you to dive in and get the most out of this as you possibly can. This talk by Kelly McGonigal is one that students often comment about as finding really useful. She presents some interesting ideas on how you can actually use the energy of stress and harness that energy in a more positive way. This article here about the Rabbitohs might seem a bit unlikely. It has to do with the concept of mindfulness, which we just touch upon in this module. And you'll hear a lot about mindfulness in all sorts of contexts, from elite sport to workplace training, often in forums about well-being, health. So it's a really useful philosophy, and it can help you retrain the way you think about certain things and the way you react to certain situations. So we do encourage you to check that out, and also to think about the activity where we ask you to reflect upon your use of social media and how that might impact on your sense of mindfulness. And maybe there are other activities in your life which can impact on that sense of mindfulness. Not necessarily in a positive way, I might add. There are some other useful resources here. So much great material are available, really. Articles, online resources, websites, TED Talks, so much out there. I guess it's a topic that's close to a lot of people's hearts. So you might be interested in some of these additional resources as well. This article here about mindfulness I thought was really interesting. You might as well. And the story of Matthew Ames is just quite remarkable. It's a very inspiring story and certainly a great example of resilience. So as with all the other topics, we'd love to hear your thoughts about it. It has been really pleasing to see the way people are using this and the way they're encouraging and supporting each other. So if you haven't already posted a comment at a discussion forum, maybe this week is the week. We'd love to hear your thoughts. So once you've completed all the readings and activities from this module, then of course it's time to go to Learning Portfolio B. I hope that you've already downloaded the details about this assignment from the assessment block, and that you also have the template downloaded so you can build on this week by week as you finish each module. It's not supposed to be an assignment that causes you undue stress. It really doesn't have to if you do keep up week by week, module by module, and just fill in those relevant questions. So I wish you all the best for this module. Really hope you get some valuable learning from this. sometimes it's the little things we do which can actually make a big difference in our lives. So who knows, there might just be some concept here that you come across, or some strategy that you can put in place that will really have a lasting impact on you as a student and in your personal life as well. So all the very best for Module 8.